All right, good. Go, you're on.
All right, so we're in the back of Super Jeep, right?
We're on the back of Super Jeep.
All right, everybody wants to know what's in this puppy. So we're going to go through it from bumper to bumper, starting with the rear tailgate rack. Between the frame rails, we got a 13-gallon gas tank. That's all set up with coils inside so I can tip way over on the side and still pick up fuel. I got a B3000 anti-sway bar here. It just, seemed to fit. Chevy 3/4 ton disc brakes on 1/2 ton Ford rotors. Up here we're missing a muffler. And on the other side, we were missing a muffler and managed to jam a straight pipe in there so it wouldn't breathe too many fumes. Let's see. Let's go up. Well, first we've got the Dana 76, the Dana 70 gears and the 60 housing. There's some trail repairs here from years ago. We built this into a Dana girdle cover to keep the bearings from spreading. Let's see, these coil shocks, we started with air shocks, blew them out, and we had to call a week in advance, figure out we're going to be at a crossroad, and go parts store. We had some shocks to put on. Let's come up front. Okay.
God, you need a suntan. You look like a freaking ghost.
Oh, all right, the ghost. All right, so here's a set of stock JK coils with some Dodge coil spacers we found at one mechanic in the bush. And we actually had some 2-inchers in here that we'd put in. We beat them to shreds, and luckily came a guy with some 1-inch coil spring spacers. So they're still carefully wired in place.
I can guarantee your transmission mount is in good shape. Ouch.
All right, let's see. What was one of the first failures we had? These 2 screws here go on the shock mount, or what am I saying here? The fuel pumps.
Yeah, that's a fuel pump ground.
And this one backed out, and I lost the fuel pump grounds.
That one
right there. So we just jammed another one in and never had any problem the rest of the time. We did replace a low fuel pressure pump. We accidentally left it on. There's 2 tanks underneath the seats that feed the rear tank. And the rear tank's set up with a catch can and some tubes. So rather than leaving a couple gallons in each tank, if you get low on fuel, everything gets pumped from the front to the back. Let's see, you're going to follow me up front here just a little bit.
I just got it to focus again.
Okay. And right in here, that's just a stock Chevy saddle fuel tank switching system. And
right there, point.
That right in here.
Yep, there's.
So we got all our wires going from the front tanks, or 2 hoses going from the front tanks to the back tanks. Tank. All right, now let's talk about more stuff that broke. Why don't you get back in here? So this entire cross member.
Oh God, up in there.
Right. So down here.
Okay, I'm gonna whip around here and see if I can. Well, I can't. Now I got a lot of iron in the way.
Okay. Come back down here again.
No, keep talking. Give me the light and keep talking.
Okay, yeah, but you're not going to see what you see.
Yeah, I do.
The inside of this cross member broke all the way down here, all the way back up again, and down again. So she was broke out. See,
give me.
Okay.
See, that stuff.
All right, well, that's the shock mounts. This is the strap we put in here to keep the cross member from rotating back and forth while the shocks are up here.
Okay, so you end up ripping the whole cross.
Did you get this here?
Oh, all that rust, huh?
Anywhere there's rust.
We welded.
We were broke from in here.
From in there.
Yeah. All the way down and around. Those are almost open holes after day 2.
Oh, God.
So they kept talking about my frame broke and showing the front push bar. This is what I was concerned about.
Yeah. It's about ready to go through our...
Thank God there was welders in the back country.
Yeah.
And the same goes for the other side.
What you got to remember, folks, is we may be racing, but the Alaskans do this for all the time. So you come out into any town in USA in Alaska, there's a welder.
There's a split there. We got a frame split here. Again, we added this shock brace here. So this was split all the way around.
By the way, see that mud? See that mud right there? That is still wonderful Alaska Muscade mud put there on Off-Road Warriors. We still haven't got a pressure washer to the guts of this thing, and the stuff's raining down on us. But anything that's rusted has been welded. Okay, I'm going to give you your pointer light back and get out of here.
Let's move that light behind us and let's look. You know what do we got more here? So this is a 3/4 ton driveline out of front of a F350. All right, and I made this flange to go on the back of the Dana 300. I got advanced adapter short tail shaft on here. There's a Lomax 4-to-1 gear kit in there that has survived 11 motors. So I highly recommend Lomax 4-to-1 kits. Let's see. You're looking here at the back of my Pto shifter. That shifter comes down from up front and engages the PTO to drive my winch. Let's see, what else have we got here? Let's move.
Another fuel filter. Never can have enough.
We got fuel filters on every line and extras in the back and on the way forward.
Okay, what's next broke? Did we put some cracks in the transfer in the T case?
Right. Yeah, right here. This broke all the way across. You see the fresh rust there?
Oh yeah, I certainly do.
All right. That
would have been a showstopper, Carl.
Right. It was cracked. I have about a 1/2 inch left cracked and back over on this side.
Okay, that's the other side of the mount.
You can
see.
If you got to crawl, you got to bend down and come around.
Okay, now put the light on it, Carl, because all I see is shadow.
Okay, all that fresh weld, that was cracked too, and that's the torque mount on the transfer case. That was gone. All I had...
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, right there, guys.
Okay.
This is hard to do.
Yeah, well, such is life.
Yep. Now, where's the big buddy? Isn't that their big... Oh my God.
We're going to save that for last here.
Oh, the best is for last.
All right, now this one here was the second one that broke.
No, that's the bed spring frame?
That's our chunk of bed frame angle.
Yeah.
And I had a crack started from the inside out, and I drilled a hole in it, and that got me through about 3 or 4 runs, and then it cracked farther. So we got this bed frame. So we got 2 5/16 bolts, 2 1/4 inch bolts, and 2 sheet metal screws. And later you can see we got a welder and tacked that in there. But by God, that got us out of the mountains.
No, where was the crack? Was right through the face. It was
right there. I don't know if you can catch that or not, but
the crack is
right through 3 levels of doublers there.
Let's see if I can get the. No, you go off center on the. No, don't do that.
Don't yell.
Here.
They'll think we're fucking married.
Well, they already do. Give me that damn thing. Okay, let's see. You go here, then you pull the camera. Now you can see the detail.
Okay. Well, I'll just let you follow me with the light. Now.
Okay.
Now go back out on the outside of the frame rail.
Oh, if I can. Yep.
This is the one that just about totaled us. Thank God there was a weekend coming up. So the frame rail here has buckled up. This actually cracked from the top all the way down to here. We didn't know it till we got back to camp. So in behind this frame rail we got a big old chunk of angle iron.
Let's see if I can get that.
See the welds coming through here and here?
Yeah.
Each all that rusty spot. We had to torch this area out because it was so buckled up we couldn't put it back together. So just torched it out and got a C-clamp in there and weld it from this side. Now see if you can see it from the inside.
Okay.
So we've got some scrap metal up here.
Okay. Well, the problem is no, that overloads the camera. You can't see what you do. You got to go a little off. See all that crap up in there, guys?
All right.
That's supposed to be part of a frame.
So this red here is a chunk of.
Oh God! Yeah, it's huge chunk. It goes
huge chunk. We just
from there.
Hacked it and whacked it in there. All right. Well,
we need to say thank you, Bill, for your friend.
Yes. Thank you, Bill, for your friend's shop.
Because you would have kicked your ass if you weren't this nice guy to show us what needs to be done. All right.
All right.
That was the big boy. That was the go home.
That would have been a definitely go homer.
Okay, now where are we going?
All right, well, we're just going to go to more stuff. Okay, this little chunk right in here, this aluminum. Well, we got, first off, let's back up. This is our SM420 transmission.
That's our 420 transmission.
And 7.1 first gear. This is our Ranger overdrive. So this speeds everything up going back 27%. So I can shift it independently of the transmission. So that gives me turns the transmission to an 8-speed. With the transfer case, I got a 16-speed.
Cool. Now, wasn't that the one I took 2 quarts out of the most wonderful slate gray mud up in Anchorage? And I changed the oil on that halfway through the race.
And we knew it was leaking because we'd forgotten to hook up the vent line to the T system. And so it filled up with mud.
Without that vent line, you go through a cold glacial stream, and a good chunk of that stream gets sucked in by vacuum into your gear train. And the Connect, Wolf River Valley, is notorious for that. Seems to have a spirit that just wants to get into everything and wreck stuff.
All right, now let's go here. This when I
anybody
joints?
Does anybody have a rag? I want to get that drop before I wear it.
Here, I'll just do that. All right.
Okay, we probably ought to. We're at 1200 megs. We probably ought to stop and unload or stuff.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so grab what? Okay, that's your PTO.
All right.
Actually,
you don't
need
the light in behind us all the way.
No. This camera's doing really freaking good.
Okay.
With a little bit of indirect, you put the big light on it, and you just overwhelm it.
Okay.
That's beautiful, right
so
there.
Our power takeoff shaft comes off the Muncie PTO, goes all the way up here to the winch.
Okay, can't see a thing. Okay, now what?
Can you
I see a blue glove. Okay, get your blue glove out of the way. Okay, see there it is. Goes all the way up. There's his finger.
All right, now I'm going to wiggle the back end, and you can see our bushings are shot, and then go back up here. This U-joint is just about to go, and this bearing's just about to go.
Yeah, one more stupid pull and we'd be
cool.
out of a winch.
All right, let's see. See the brand new red Driveline? Yeah, luckily that went out on the last 200 miles.
What was the name of that lake? We just had driven by it.
No, well, we never needed 4-wheel drive again, so it became a non-issue.
Yeah.
So this got put in here at the shop. Now here's the part I'm very proud about. Here's the motor mount cradle. The reason Rover's oil line broke was his motor mounts broke, and they are welded to the inside of the frame. And now all that weight and that bounce and twists the frame like this.
It rips it right off the damn frame.
Rips it right off. What I've got, a straight out motor mount. I don't know, could you come out on the back, outside?
No. Go up and touch the tubing thing. Yeah, there we go.
Straight out here, and then if you can see on the outside, basically that's an old leaf spring in with bushings in it. All the weight of the motor now comes down on top of the frame rail, so there's no twisting.
Just straight down. Isn't that what you did for Iota?
Yep.
Cool. That's on another website, guys.
So then we come back underneath to the cradle.
Yep.
So you can get the whole cradle in here. Now this would bend down, and I've seen these blocks, this bolt here rip out.
Yep.
I've seen that rip out at races. So I've just got this additional strap, goes all the way across the other side. I can jump this thing all day long and it doesn't break. However, here as you can see by the rust, it did start to crack a little bit. We threw a weld in up there.
A little bit of Alaska steel.
Let's see, now you see this rust heel on my track bar?
Yeah, got it.
That's from this coming down, and we watched our front pulleys. One day they'd be wobbly, the next day it would be straight. Just kind of depend how all this bent up and down.
Yep.
Let's see.
Okay, let's back it up.
All right, we're in the front of Super Jeep. Let's see. Well, we're just going to start on the front. First off, we have our high-tech probably 78 Chevy leaf springs with a CJ7 third leaf, just keep it from bottoming out once in a great while. Let's see, we've got our Redneck Ram Hydro Assist over here. Chevy 1-ton tie rod. I beefed up these steering knuckles. This whole Dana 60 front end came out of a one of the rigs that came off the Gulf War. So that was the first Gulf War, by the way. And of course, I got a heavy-duty skid plate here, and hiding in there, of course, is another Dana 70 gear with a Dana 76 conversion kit. You're tilting your camera sideways.
They get it.
Yeah, okay, but it looks goofy on camera. All right, and then of course we've got Yukon super joints in here, which I patent. Nice of Yukon to sell these joints for me under the Yukon super joint name, but I did patent these little guys, and they don't break. Let's see. Homemade disc brake conversion again out of Ford rotors and Chevy 3/4 ton disc brakes. Oh, the track bar. Let's kind of look at this. Now, this big wad of
steel and rubber. I can see it.
Oh, okay. That big wad up there, I lost the bump stop. You can see on the other side, the bump stop's pretty well chewed up. When I added the track rod,
there it is. It's way up there.
Right, way up here. You got her? Okay.
No. Point. Oh, there it is. Way back there. Gotcha.
You got it? Okay.
Yep.
So the track rod, there's your center pivot here. She goes under the frame, over the differential, underneath the motor. Well, partially. You can see where I've pulled the lip on this fan belt pulley, and then back over the leaf spring on the other side. When I put it in, I didn't have a bump stop, and it really didn't matter for all the four-wheeling I did, but we were hammering her pretty hard up there in Alaska, so we added this high-tech rubber hose for our upper bump stop limit there. Let's see, is there anything else we can see from down here?
What about the crack way up there in the frame that they all watched us trail repair?
Oh, way
notice
up there?
Notice the.
Well, we'll get there when we lower it, okay?
Yeah, there it is.
All right, now let's see. Our bushings are shot on our track rod bushing, but that don't stop us from going anywhere. This high-tech mount goes up to another Mazda B3000 anti-sway bar, so I'm going to lower it here, and
comes out this end.
Yeah, we'll start.
Did the top of that thing get bent, or is that welded bad?
This actually was built with a joggle in it, and I had to weld this piece in when I fabbed this up like about a week before we put it on the barge for Alaska.
Yeah, that was a quick fix.
So what? Well, no, that was the way it is. And see this one on this side? You can kind of see the joggle here.
Yeah.
That's factory, and there is a short piece welded in here. And this mounts higher than the one on the other side to clear everything. It's just, you know, where it fit. And thank God I did, because all the weight I had on top, I definitely needed that front anti-sway bar.
Yeah, without that, we would have flopped over in a couple gullies.
Oh, a bazillion times. All right, tell them about the winch and the winch cable. I'm going to lower this thing down.
All right, I'm clear. The winch, PCM winch, 8,000 pounder. We got a 20,000 some odd pound cable on it. Master pole, I believe.
Master pole, it's the reinforced, highly protected.
Reinforced, highly protected. It looks like that, and then when you rip the shield off, it goes back to this. This stuff is like so over-engineered, it's unbelievable. Okay, winch, this comes back from the engine. This is our in and out. That we try not to... Carl, you got my toes! Fucking A!
Oh, sorry, dude.
I thought it was...
Down again?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We don't want that on the video.
No, leave it.
Ouch. This is the control, and one of our rules is...
I don't even know if... Yeah, we can get her to go. She's a little rusty.
Never leave that... When you've done winching, you gotta come up here and slam it open, because Carl can't necessarily tell if it's in gear from inside. So when you're done, you hang up your gear, put your pole pal back, and the last thing you do when you walk away, you slam this thing into neutral, because if he doesn't, you slam this into neutral. Because if you don't do that, this keeps moving, everything gets crushed. So that's part of the drill. Click it on, click it back, smack it, get in, go.
All right, so our pull pal, we got our Marvelous Max tracks up on top here.
Yep.
He's got some really quick releases.
Yep.
That's all there is to it, to pull them off.
Hey, I'm working.
Well, no, I'm not going to take the whole thing.
No, I'm working it while I'm talking.
Ah.
See, what I find is these are really tricked, but there's a lot of force there, and when you're covered with mucky mud, it's really hard to get that thing lined up. Well, are you trying to take them off?
You know what?
Leave them kinked.
Right. You can whip them on and off when you got adrenaline pumping without
yeah.
any problem at all.
Not so easy when you're covered with mud and they've got 3 inches of mud in it. I spent a lot of time trying to get them back on.
All right, now back to the frame brake. Now, you know, it was just the top part of the push bar, and it broke for the flex because these rods come all the way down from the top and flex this back and forth a little bit, and it cracked. We still have the splints inside, still got the ratchet strap holding it down. It really was a non-issue.
Brake 1, notice that thing's pretty tight, and then brake 2 over here. And what Carl says is these eyebrows that we have, we call our brush lifters, that we put on for another event down here in the lower 48.
Already went over that.
All right, cool. Anyways, they put force right through this. As the frame bends, these things come forward. That joint isn't meant to stiffen up the whole vehicle, so it just blows apart.
All right, let's see what's under this hood, dirty as it may be.
Oh, a little hard to get up with 47s on it, Carl. Oh man, one-handed pull-up. There's our baby.
All right, so here's our 2-foot snorkel extension, which we probably should have used at least once, but didn't.
Yep. It's all still stowed.
Charcoal evaporator canister, so we can even have some emissions. This old Buick 4-core radiator works good. What do we got here? We got a 100 amp alternator. This is a Corvette fan motor, and this little Chevy fan shroud fits several different engines. And we went through 2 of these because I had to mount it upside down with the plug here so it doesn't run into the fan belt. And you see this little vent right here?
Yep.
That's supposed to be on the bottom, so if water gets in,
Yeah.
it comes back out, but it didn't. So we ate 2 of these motors up before we figured out there's now a hole drilled down there.
So what slime gets in, slime gets out.
Well, we hope. All right, this is an old air sensors 4-barrel throttle body unit. Hiding inside is a what damn fuel injection do we have?
Mega Squirt.
Mega Squirt unit. Yep. Then we got dual master cylinder system. There's a clutch master back hiding here somewhere. This good old Chevy V8 distributor system. Have you got the clutch master? Here, I'll get the clutch master. We are upside down, aren't we?
Yep.
All right, sorry about that. So dual master cylinder, clutch master cylinder. You can see our fine set of U-joints here for the steering column, getting around the True Flow Ram exhaust header. That's all looser than a goose. We don't even know how to show you how loose that is, but it's got to be fixed.
Okay.
What do we got here? This little thing right here. Let's point this guy out. This little tube.
That's your...
The fuel comes in from the rear tank, comes in the top, swirls around. The air bubbles go out the top and return. The main fuel goes out the bottom and comes around up into the fuel rail line. So that way, if there's any gulps or bubbles of air, theoretically, they go back before they get trapped in the fuel injector.
They're part of that recirc back to the tank circuit.
Right on.
Okay.
One thing we never did use up there
is your shower.
Yeah, there's the Jeep shower with the heat exchanger. You've got a little, you just hook up your garden hoses. They're a little stuck garden hose to each end and a little RV pump. And a 5-gallon bucket, you can take a marvelous hot shower.
Okay. This is amazing. That's...
Okay, you filming?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
There you go. There's some Alaska muskeg, right? Alaska muskeg right there. That's... Oh, God.
All right, so
this brings
back
back
over here. You know what? Why don't I climb inside?
Well, let's hurry up on it.
All right.
Compress it because we've got a lot to say.
All right. So, the magic hair dryer, because Curly Locks Rich, needs to look good once in a while.
Wait a minute. Really? I probably don't need to have my hair dried.
Okay, Curly Locks.
Hey.
All right, over on this side. Oh, here you come through. Okay, we got our 1,000 amp inverter.
Actually,
no, 1,000 watt. Shut up. All right.
It's a 2,000 peak, 1,000 continuous inverter.
All right. Under that is a rear heater that I scavenged out of an old van. And these guys, when you go through deep water and your ass gets wet, you stick one in one side, one in the other.
Cute little trick. When one time we had a producer keeping dry, and I was drying out, and we were all hoping Carl could stay out of the freaking swamps.
Just stuck the hose out the door and let the cameraman's fingers warm up. Let's see. I guess come on up forward now.
Okay, that's there's our backfire extinguisher, which we were required to have. Beyond it is the brush hook. I think we used that 4 or 5 times in the Cottonwood Canyon. Okay.
All right, come on up front.
Okay, cool. This is my office while on the road with Super Jeep.
This was,
there's the pole pail shovel.
We had that mounted in the back.
Yeah, I need
all the way in the back.
We're joking, but
right.
I sleep with that.
Everybody wants to understand this shifter, okay?
Okay, so you gonna talk?
I'm gonna talk. Will you let me talk, Rich?
Yeah, well.
All right, so front locker on off, rear locker on off. That's your starter button. Of course, you gotta throw some switches.
Hey, go to neutral, please.
Yep. Hey, did you hear that? Okay, hang on. I want to hear this. Okay, listen. Oh.
Yeah, the
Well,
starter.
the first time it missed, it's still missing. I gotta fix it. So I got a kill switch here. If you roll it upside down, you can kill it. If we're officially belted in right, I have a hard time reaching the dashboard.
Yep.
No speedometer, just a good tack. This is our 1965 tilting telescopic Cadillac steering wheel.
Okay, I'm trying to get around. Okay, show them the kill switch or the ignition on.
Oh.
Okay, get your finger out of the way.
That's killed.
Yep, there. Okay.
And that's ignition on, and I have that there because I caught it with my coat sleeve.
Yep.
And killed it when I didn't want to. Now, I once wired this whole Jeep in one night, and I was kind of proud of it.
I wouldn't be proud of it anymore.
I ain't proud of it now, but all this is pretty good in here. But yeah, there's a rat's nest, and probably somewhere in there is the reason why the fuse blew.
Yeah, this stuff was at one time pretty good, but the wiring is aging badly. You gotta get the go get the camera or the light.
Yeah.
So there's hours and hours and hours spent in here fixing things, adding features, and we really need to come up to the new age. Okay, give me that. You're overloading the camera.
All right, we got the Mega Squirt tucked up under the dash.
Okay, I'm trying to add just enough light so we don't blast everybody.
Okay.
Okay, there's the Mega Squirt in the middle.
All right. Yeah, there you go. There's the computer. Well, we have a spare one of them babies.
We spent the first week in Anchorage trying to program that and get everything right. Then days later we realized we were running out of fuel.
Oh yeah, well.
Oh well. Okay, I'll let everybody know there's nothing on this dash that makes any light at the moment. You are completely blind on a dark night. Not fun.
So let's see. Somebody asked me a clutch pedal. Yeah, that was brand new 3M anti-slip, and we wore it off, and I had trouble slipping off of that thing at the end.
Yeah, things were really slimy.
This is the Pto Shifter.
Okay, wait a minute.
This is our lockout here. This is high tech.
Yeah.
Our safety lockout.
Well, it works when the sheet metal that holds it all together doesn't crack.
First, we got a forward and reverse on the PTO.
Then what are those two handles you're working with now, Carl?
Yeah, that's a left rear brake, front rear brake, and if you really need an emergency brake, you pull her all the way up. And this high-tech kickstand holds it in place. Yeah. And as you can see, the floorboard's bowed and I can't even get it all the way up.
Yep. Bang.
Yeah. Well, there's something else we got to fix, obviously.
Yep.
And then this is the rear drive line, high and low, neutral, and the front drive line, high and low, neutral.
And you can ship them separately.
Yes, you can.
You can pull the front end or the back end, forward or reverse, independent of each other. And very nice for knocking the tops off of very steep 6-foot tall gravel banks.
Yeah, too bad we built a highway for it. And of course, here's the overdrive. Forward's fast, and that's straight through. Yep. None of these gauges worked. If it's overheating, I just rely on smell. If I got low oil pressure, I'm going to hear the rods knock.
I think that's subpar, Carl. But we'll let it go at that on this interview.
Life goes on. What more do I... Oh, now, one more thing here.
God, look at the mud in this.
Shoot up to the roof, my friend.
Shooting up to the roof. Now,
this is my list of things I've been going to do, need to do, or ought to do. These are a bunch of good ideas that have been looked at. And this list right here, in no special order at all, are the 34 breakdowns we had in Alaska. And I just noticed one more as I started this video. We are missing a door handle.
Oh, God. Remember hanging onto that in the crosswind going into Dead Horse?
Christ.
There was a 40-mile-an-hour crosswind out on the flats. It was very unfun.
Rich, did you get a selfie in there? Yes, you did. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll try and answer any more questions if there are any.
Okay.
Super Jeep, let's hope there's a new season. Woo!
Yeah, season 2. Closing out.
All right, so now I got to fix my baby after a long trip across Alaska. First thing we had was our bolts rattled out of the fender. You can see the fender's all jiggle-whacked. We put some welds in, and they broke up. If you look down at the bottom here, you'll see, you know, the miraculous baling wire tie the grill together. Now, come back here, you'll notice that the back of the frame is running downhill a little bit. It's fairly level in the middle. Clearly we have some issues here because this should be parallel to what was in the back. When I built Super Jeep, our hinges here were straight up and down on each other. So as this thing's bent down, everything's gone forwards. You know, this gap right here was nice and even. It was hot rod perfect when it was built 19 years ago. So we come down underneath the frame. We look at the frame rail, and she's bagged down here, and you expect the sag in here where that big split was we showed you earlier. What's interesting is back here, the frame rail is going up. The body line is basically level. So if the frame rail is going up here, how come this body line is going down here? So, you know, I'm a machinist. When I build stuff, it's got to be square and true and perpendicular and concentric and all them magic words.
Pretty particular about that, Carl.
So, sitting here now, you'll see that the ass end's tilted back a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a little. But what that means is in the middle, about here where the coil springs beat up and we ate up the coil spring spacers and we ate up the cross member, that whole frame's bowed up there somewhere. So what we have on the floor over here is one do-it-yourself Jeep frame, tough as hell kit.
A wee bit of assembly required. How come I feel like I'm going to spend a lot of time getting familiar with this stuff?
And we got blue gloves for you too, buddy.
Oh, I got to keep my hands clean.
All right, well, y'all stay tuned now.
Some fabbing gonna happen now.
Y'all stay tuned. Thanks.